everyone, it's Arlene from Arlene's Creations, and today I'm going to show you how I made my fall wreath for my dining room. So I found this nice wreath form at Joann's on clearance. I had it since last year, and if you saw my fall centerpiece video that I just posted yesterday, all of this that I'm putting on this wreath was just the leftover flowers and ribbon and the cattails and all of that left over from the centerpiece. Everything I did get from the Dollar Tree. So all of this can be purchased at the Dollar Tree, and you can just use a regular wire form wreath circle. You don't need this fancy one like I have, which you can't even see it anyhow. So I should have saved it for another project and just bought a wire one. I did have a foam one, but it was too small, so that's why I didn't use it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna start hot gluing things on my wreath base. And I'm going to try to do everything the same on both sides. So where I put one thing on the other side, I'm trying to get it exactly the same. So everything is proportionate. And you just want to, whatever you're going to put on your wreath. Like I said, if you want to go to the Dollar Tree now, they have all of this stuff out, and you could actually make the wreath exactly like I made mine by just picking up these supplies. So I'm just going to continue. I have pretty chrysanthemums and sunflowers. So that I'm going to make as my middle on the top, right directly in the middle. And between those two leaves that I just glued on, in between that is where the bow's going to go. So now, because you have to glue everything and it has to be flush to the wreath, you want to try to snip it off and make it as flat as possible. With the centerpiece, I kept the stems on and just put them in the foam, so it was very easy. I didn't really need any glue for the flowers on my centerpiece. So you just want to get it the way you want it and make sure that it's on there well with the glue. And like I said, whatever I do on one side, I do on the other, and I'm using that top flower as my center point. So now I'm putting like a mum type thing on that side, and then I'll do it on the other side. And I just keep filling in with flowers and with the berries, and I have had the two cattails, which I put in. And there's really no rhyme or reason. You just keep adding what you like. And just make sure that you make it equal on both sides. So I'll let this run a little bit longer, then I'll speed it up. I'll show you a few more things that I put on. And I kept holding it up to, to make sure that it was centered. And so this glue gun that I have, my sister-in-law bought me, and I had it on, it's two settings, 60 watt and 100 watt. Well, I had it on 100 watt, and the glue was so hot, like literally steaming. When you put it, like, and especially when I put it on these, the back of these flowers, the plastic pieces, it was literally melting the plastic pieces that hold the flower, you know, together. So I was having a little bit of trouble with that because I didn't realize it was on the 100 watts, so then I put it lower. But yeah, this hot glue gun gets so hot. I have so many burns from it, but I absolutely love it. So just be careful when you're working with your hot glue gun. So as you can see, I did 2 more sunflowers, one on each side of the middle one. Now I'm going to take these nice, they're almost like a light burlap type of a flower, which I really like the look of burlap and canvas and stuff like that. So now I'm going to put each one, well, I'm putting the leaf first because it fell off. But I'll be putting that, both of them right there. One on that side, one on the other side. I just think those are so pretty. I love those. And I'm not like an expert at doing wreaths, but after I shut the video off, I did play around with it for like another half hour and kept adding and adding until I got it like perfect where I wanted it. So just take your time with it, and it'll all come together. Just keep putting stuff in on both sides evenly, and you'll see how nice it'll end up coming out. But like I said, get yourself one of those metal wreath forms. They have them at the Dollar Tree. They have them at Michael's. They have it at Joann's. They have it at Hobby Lobby. You can basically get them anywhere. And you could just glue onto that, or else you can leave a little bit of the stem on each flower and then add a piece of wire and then wire it around the frame. So there's different ways you can do it with the metal frame, but it's just so much easier just to glue everything on. So now I'm putting on some leaves. And I'm telling you, this glue gun was melting everything as I was trying to put it on. So they were just like collapsing. I was like, oh no. So I had to take it off and try to fix it. But yeah, it was like melting the whole stem that was holding the leaves together. It was crazy. But I just stuck it on there. So I'm going to speed up this video a little bit and then show you the video of how I did the bow, and then the final little clip of how it looks on my wall. All right, so I will be back. And now I'm going to show you how to do the ribbon. Now I'm terrible at making bows. So what I did was I just took 2 long pieces. I have some wire and of course the wire cutters. So you could make your bow with as many loops as you want, but like I said, I'm terrible at making bows, so this is the way I did it. I just put 2 together. You could just do it with 1, but I wanted a double. And I was struggling in the beginning to see if I wanted the pattern on the top or the leaf one on the top, so just bear with me a minute. So I wanted to see how it would look each way. So basically what you want to do is you want to get, you could leave it on the spools when you're doing this. This way you don't cut off too much. So, and just let your spools drop to the floor. So what you're going to do is you're going to line them up, and this is actually wire. Both of them are wire ribbon. So now I got the length of my tail. Now I'm just going to fold over. I don't know if you could see. I didn't know that my hand's on the top. And I'm just going to make a crease. Now I'm going to fold under. You see what I'm doing? So so that's going to be the size of each one of my loops. So I'm just going to press and then go back under. So I'm just going to keep doing that like an accordion type and keep pressing it and then go back up and then back down and back up. And you, like I said, you could do as many loops as you want. And just keep pressing it so that it kind of creases it. So I just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you want to hold it tight on the bottom so that you don't lose any of your loops. And now this final loop that I'm making, that end part is going to be my tail. So I have the 2 ends you want to try to make as uniform as you can, the same length, and that's going to be your tails. So now what I'm going to do is gather that bottom part together really tight. And you can use a zip tie, you can do a wire tie, you can use a chenille. They call them chenille things. It's like a pipe cleaner, but chenille. And a lot of people use that for their bows, but you want to just tie it very, very tight right at the bottom. There's so many other ways to make bows, but I find this a lot easier because, like I said, I am a terrible, terrible bow maker. I used to have one of those wooden things that's called the bow maker that you just put the ribbon around, and it's like, it's like pieces of dowels that stick up, wooden dowels, and you just keep going around and around and around, and then you slip it off and you have a perfect bow. God only knows what happened to it because I can't find it for years, but I got to go buy myself another one. But all right, so after you tie that very tight, now you're just going to start pulling your pieces apart and shaping them. So see, in each loop there's 2. Now, like I said, you can do this with just a single ribbon. Just go back and forth, and then just, after you tie them together, just pull them apart, pull them apart. But this one, there's one inside of each loop. And this took me a while to play with too, because, it wasn't looking the way I wanted it to, and I wanted one of the leaf ones down. I didn't want all the leaf ones bunched up in the brown pattern one all together like I wanted them, like one here, one there, one here, one there. Can't explain it, but so I just kept playing around, moving them around. Now, I don't know if I actually videotaped me putting the bow onto the wreath. I don't think so. But what I did was I just took another piece of wire and put it right through the middle of the whole bow and in between um, the things on the bottom. What do you call them? I can't think now. The tails. So see where I have two tails on one side, two tails on the other side? I put a piece of wire through there and actually up through the loops. And it was kind of long. And then what I did was I put it on the wreath where I wanted it and just tied both of them, kept twisting and twisting until till it was attached to my wreath. So now what I did here was I just took the two tails, made sure that they were lined up. I folded them in half, and then you want to cut on an angle so that you get your nice little dovetail, I think they call it. Like I said, I'm not a great bow person, but I mean, when you see the final pictures of how the wreath looks, I mean, it came out pretty good compared to how I usually make bows. Yeah, so I just find this way a little bit easier. So then again, you want to cut with the scissors. And there you go. Like I said, just fluff it up and play around with it and, you know, do what you got to do. Yeah, I actually made the bow first. That's why there's nothing on the wreath. And that's how I did the bow. But like I said, you'll see it at the end. And that's how I did my wreath. I hope I explained everything okay. So here's the way the wreath looks hanging on the mirror. And you can see how nice the bow looks coming down. And I actually put one of those scarecrow picks in the middle. Yeah, so there you have it, my fall wreath. I did end up putting a little scarecrow in the middle, so you could just jazz it up however you'd like. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. And everybody have a blessed day. Thanks for watching my video. Bye now.